Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Philosophical from the Let's Rock podcast, and this is your Freedom Friday. Lately, last week, I spoke on men wasting good women's time. This week, what's been on my mind is obviously kind of continuing off of that, but also speaking on readiness, right? And what determines readiness, right? We have a lot of pressure from outside sources, maybe internally, maybe from family, friends, on certain priorities of when will we be ready, right? The question is a couple questions here, right? When will we be ready? How when we'll be ready? And who will help us, obviously understand how to when and how to be ready, right? So this is basically when is the good time and how to be ready, right? And this is your answer. How you react to certain situations in life, right, determines your readiness, right? Um, and I'll start with this point. If you feel like you're still doing the same patterns, the same things in dating, in relationships, and even possibly entering in a marriage, depending on the situation, you're not ready. And I had to learn this the hard way, right? I was dating, same things were happening, same conversations, same behaviors, same type of person. In a relationship, same things were happening, same different scenarios, same different expectations, same different behaviors, right? It's a cycle, right? So a lot of times what happens is the reason why we're dating the same type of person, the same type of personality, because it's familiar territory. That tells me you haven't elevated from where you were to where you should be. You're not ready, right? You haven't differentiated the point of where you were to where you could be, right? But this is the thing, right? This is clear examples of knowing that you are ready. And I'm talking ready to date, possibly ready for a relationship, and even a commitment. And we'll even say marriage. A lot of times we've said, and I've said repeatedly, that it's up to the man to pursue a woman, to act accordingly as far as initiating that first interaction with the woman, right? And I'll get on a woman's readiness in a second, in a moment, right? So this is the thing. A man knows whether when he's pursuing a woman, whether it's familiar territory or it's different territory within the first 5 seconds of conversation. A lot of times we speak on it's the initiative, it's the intuition that women have, men have it too. Within 5 seconds, a man knows the type of woman he's talking to and how he wants to pursue this woman and what place is he going to put you in, right? So obviously that determines whether he is going to pursue you, that this is different, this is new territory, this is in a realm that is different. It's unpredictable, or it's the same scenario, same pattern. He takes you to the same place, saying the same things to you. But sometimes you as a woman, you don't understand that. You don't know that because you're not the man feeling that way. So I'm talking to the fellas, right? If you're feeling like you're doing the same things, saying the same things, taking her to the same places, and that means you don't value her. She isn't different from all the other women you've spoken to. You're not ready. Secondly, right? Let's say, hey, you have decided you're past the dating phase, you're in a relationship. What's called temptations, because they're out there, right? It's how you respond to those temptations. If you're inviting those temptations, you're open as a man, you're open as a woman, you're not ready, right? And that determines the reason of why you're in that situation you're in. You're not ready, right? If you're entertaining multiple people, multiple women or men within relationships, multiple men and women in dating, you're not ready, right? So my next question is why aren't you ready? And in my situation, in my case, was I was ready, but at the same time, I didn't internalize a lot of the same patterns, a lot of the same behaviors that were going on through those relationships, through those dating situations. I was ready, but the person I was engaged with wasn't ready and wasn't willing to accept what I had to offer. And you know what I did in those situations? The fact that I blamed myself. So I did certain things to try to accept them, give them something to accept me for who I am. And I did it wrong, right? My point is there are a lot of men and women out here who aren't ready to accept what that person can bring to the table. You're not ready. You're not ready to accept what a person can bring into your life. And that's what I spoke about last week as far as men wasting good women, because women bring something to the table. They're ready, they're open to new things. If men and women aren't ready and open to experience new things, you're not ready. And the question is not only why aren't you ready, when are you going to be ready? And if you're not ready, why do you continue to put yourself in situations that it drives you further apart from getting ready? That's the problem. We're entertaining other men and women in relationships, in dating, and we're calling them options, right? Even myself, I called it a roster. So when one didn't work, there's another one. When the second one didn't work, I got another one. And we're doing this to each other to the fact that we're not ready. We never commit. And we're ignoring the fact that you've got a good woman or a good man out here willing to give you something that you haven't had before, but you're not ready to accept it. But we're ready to accept the gifts. As I spoke about last week, we're ready to accept the traveling, the experience. We're not ready to accept love. We're not ready to accept expectations. We're not ready to mature and elevate to a point that things are different. That determines your readiness. And there are a lot of people out there ignoring that fact that you're not ready. And that's okay. And I'm not saying you can't get ready within dating or relationship or even in a marriage because you're learning every day. The problem is the fact that you're not willing to accept the change in things. Everybody's in this plateau as far as like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years with somebody, knowing you're not ready and you're wasting time and you're distracting yourselves from what either you change to help yourself get ready or you're wasting each other's time. And the question is why? What's stopping you from getting ready today? And the simple answer is you don't want to, because the fact that if you are preparing yourself to get ready, there are some hard lessons and reflections you've got to do within yourself, right? You can't depend on someone else to make you get ready, right? And a lot of times we try to understand to the fact that he or she is giving me this, so uh, let me get ready. That's not what it's about, right? It's about being able to prepare yourself to accept what a person brings to the table. And we as men, we're ignoring that. Women are ignoring that too. But the problem is the fact that they're placing expectations to the fact that you got to have this, 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 and this, and this. If you don't have that, they're willing to stay with you, but you may never get to that point. That's the difference, right? So my question is to you is, if you're in a situation that is just staying the same, you're not elevating each other, you're not building each other, you can't accept each other's love, you can't accept each other to build and grow, because everything is today is so materialistic, everything is so agenda based, everything is just such a, if I don't get this within the relationship, it's over, cancel culture, right? Instead of sitting down having a conversation and understanding, why aren't we at this point, what can we do to get to this point? No one's open anymore, right? To determine you know you're ready and you're in a relationship, right? As I've we spoken before, temptation is everywhere. How you respond to that temptation, that situation, determines your readiness. If you entertain it, you're not ready. If you ignore it and don't, and always remember and accept the fact of what you have at home, a famous phrase is that there are a lot of beautiful people out here. You're going to be tempted every day. But that situation determines your readiness. And there are a lot of people out there, men and women, staying in situations to convince a person to get ready for them. You're wasting time. You're convincing each other to try to get ready for you, right? You're sitting around waiting for a ring when he's not ready. You're sitting around staying with a woman that you want to marry, but she's not ready. She's not wife material. He's not husband material. She's not even relationship material. He's not even relationship material. But no one's having the conversations to ask themselves, why aren't you ready? And you're wasting each other's time. And the fact that understand that this is how you can prepare for readiness. How do you accept accountability? How do you react in situations? And ask yourself, can you accept what this person brings to the table? Plain and simple. That's how you understand and know that you are ready. And understand that when you're with someone, there's a certain difference of the person you're with today and the person you were with yesterday, because you begin to understand loyalty, faithfulness, honesty, love. And then you forget pressure, agendas, guilt, trauma, anger, temptation, right? So free yourself from being with someone who isn't ready for you. Free yourself from thinking that if this person isn't ready, or if I'm not ready, stop wasting people's time. Accept love, accept the expectations of someone that's different than the person you've been with yesterday. Straight up. All right. I'm Philosophical from the Let's Rock podcast. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe this video. I see you guys next week. Peace.